Hey everyone, welcome to another Linfield Coaches CatChat. Joe Stewart here with head Linfield wrestling coach Frank Johnson. Just a couple days before the start of the season. Coach, how you doing today?
Doing well, doing well.
And you guys are headed down to Redding, California for the Simpson Duels this weekend to kick the season off. We'll get into that in a couple of minutes, but tell us about how preseason training's been going and what you guys have been focusing on and just what's the energy around the team here in these final days leading up to the season.
Sure, it's been going really well. The preseason's been going really well. If you call it preseason, like our season officially started on the 10th of October. But we've spent a lot of time working on strength. We're going 3 days a week strength training up until the mic clock open, which is November 10th, and then we'll go to 2 days. But the kids have really bought in, and they're working hard. It's nice to see kids push themselves without having to be pushed. So they're really coming together as a team, more of a family than they were last year even, and they're working hard. Couldn't ask for more. It's
been a few years now. This is year 3 of Linfield Wrestling, back being a thing again. Your second year at the helm. Where would you kind of put kind of just the state of the program, and what are you guys really focusing on as the biggest goals to accomplish here in your second year and year 3 for Linfield Wrestling?
Well, big picture, we want McMinnville to be the best place in the country to wrestle. And I think we're on our way there. It's going to take time, and I feel like we're just getting started. This will be our biggest recruiting year so far, and we're just going to build from there. But I feel like we're just getting started, and the kids are buying in, and I think we're going to get some great recruits, and I think we're going to make McMinnville the best place in the country to wrestle.
That's pretty exciting. And you've got a good staff helping you out, obviously. You had a pretty legendary assistant coach with Alyssa Lampe there. She's off to greener pastures now, but you brought in another extremely qualified assistant, Alex Cloud. Tell us about her and what she brings to the table and just what you guys as a staff are kind of focusing on with character coach Tim Hess, your strength coach Lucas Higginbottom as well, what you guys as a group are really preaching to this group this year.
Well, more than anything, just that anything is possible. The sky is the limit. And having someone like Alex, she brings really positive energy to the room when she's here, in addition to really high standards. She's got dreams of making a world and Olympic teams, and she's number 3 in the country right now, and she's got an Olympic champion in her weight class. So she's shooting for the stars. And it's really nice for the girls to see her. And you know, she trains here. She's also training at the Beaver Dam Training Center, but she trains here on the days that she's here coaching. So that's really exciting for them to see that, hey, you can do anything. Having Lucas has been really key. He makes individual workouts for all the guys and gals, and they're putting in tremendous work in the weight room because it's necessary. They've got a ways to go there, but it's necessary. And having Coach Hess is, like, I don't even have words for it. It's such a positive thing. We have become a family, I can tell you that for sure, and really building a foundation for the new recruits coming in. The biggest thing we have to sell for our program is the kids in our program, right? When recruits spend time with them, they want to be here.
That's a really cool way to put that. You guys really definitely started to see some individual success for athletes last year. Obviously, Alice Rickett was a big story towards the end of the year. 10 straight wins going into the regionals where she dominated. Then, of course, gave up her spot in the national championship. Great story there that we're all reading about last year, going to Guatemala to work on a surgical unit instead. But from a wrestling standpoint, what do you kind of expect out of her? She's, as I mentioned, nursing major. She's up in Portland, so that's a big commitment there. But what's her kind of commitment to the program been like, and what do you expect out of her going into this big junior season?
Yeah, she's fully bought in. She and Emily Sullinger both are, we have high hopes for both of them, and they're in the nursing program. So we have to be really creative there. So they train off-site, and then they train here when they can. So there's a real balancing act there. And our nursing program is very demanding. And they're a semester apart, so their schedules are different. And Jack Parrott on the men's side is also a nursing student. But Linfield is the kind of place that those things can happen. We just saw Alice yesterday. We see Emily on the regular. Emily's actually competing this weekend with us. And Alice wasn't able to because of not just nursing, but because of work as well. You got to pay for school. But no, they're great examples of just because you're a nursing student on a different campus doesn't mean you can't still have high goals and make those goals come true.
It's always really impressive to watch the student athletes who try to pull that off, and the commitment that they bring to their programs. On the men's side, we all know that the guy leading the way there is Jacob Barnes. Dominant 26-4 season last year. As he goes into his redshirt junior season, what do you kind of see for him as he keeps kind of trying to work towards that national tournament?
I see a guy who needs to find another gear, and I think he's doing it. In fact, he just this week did a front handspring. 6'4", 290-pound guy doing a front handspring.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, so he's always been a leader. He's a leader on the mat. Every practice, he's a guy that he really cares about his teammates. That's one of the things that you don't see from a big guy like Jacob. You wouldn't maybe attribute that to him, but he really cares about his teammates at tournaments when we're in competition. You know, he was a high school national champion, so he's achieved at a very high level, and he has a lot to share with his teammates, and he's really unselfish in that way. So yeah, we have high hopes for him on the mat, and I have even higher hopes for him off the mat.
A lot of returners coming back this year. Who are some athletes that you see potentially making a leap, or just some people that you've really been impressed with here in the work they've put in this preseason?
So as far as the work they put in, Jacob Moore jumps right out. He and Max Vandermeet are workout partners, and they go so hard. And Jacob comes in and wrestles with Alex. So today he'll get 3 workouts in addition to school. So he's a real goer, and I would love to see him turn the corner. And I think he will make some big leaps this year. So he's the one that really stands out. Brian Walker will be eligible second semester. He's another one who has really great work ethic. Darius Walker, of course, he's a student coach this year. He's not going to wrestle, but he brings tremendous leadership to the room as well.
A lot of newcomers this year. You brought in a big freshman class, and it seems like there's some exciting talent there. Also had a pretty exciting transfer with Jonathan Fagan coming in from Arizona State and Cornell, so a big get there. But tell us about these incoming Wildcats, and just what have you really tried to focus on in recruiting and the type of student athlete that you're trying to bring in here for Linfield Wrestling?
So we're, of that freshman class, there's one who really stands out, and that's Carlos Casacqua. He's a tremendous athlete, and his work ethic is like second to none. He works out twice a day, every day. But he's the one that really stands out there, and what we're looking for is student athletes who have big dreams in school and big dreams in wrestling, because I think you can do both, and that's going to happen in this year and the years to come. But with Jonathan Fagan, he has brought an energy to our room that is, you'd have to see it. He's a 4-time state champion. He's a high school national champ. He's a world team member, and he has that other gear that we're hoping Barnes gets to. He's a tremendous leader on and off the mat. He's inviting kids to study. He's helping guys with homework, and he works I was going to say like a man. He is a man, but he works very, very hard, and he's a great leader in the room.
That's exciting to hear about. As you guys get ready to go down to California this week, what are just some of the things you're hoping to see out of this group? Obviously, I know you want to get some wins, but just with the first real action of the year, getting to go against other wrestlers that aren't on the team, what do you want to see out of this group in California?
So I think on paper, every single match this year will be an underdog, just because of where the kids are with their weight plans right now, and where they're not all at their weight yet because of their dissension plan, how it all works, and just the skill level. So what we're looking for is data. This is all practice. It's until the regional tournament gets here, everything is practice. And so we're looking for data points, which means they need to get out and get after it, and not be scared, not let fear hold them back, because we can't help them if they don't engage. So we're asking for them to give everything they've got, to engage and to attempt the things that we're working on, so we can take good notes and we can work on things for them to improve. I think if they continue to work the way that they have, and they continue to be dedicated the way they are, and it doesn't matter what your goals are, you're going to have obstacles. If they can, depending on how they respond to those obstacles, and if they continue to work the way they are, by the end of the season, we should have other teams and officials saying, wow, what happened? Where did those guys come from? So, being an overnight success because of what you do, building up to that. So I think we'll have some kids in the end that come out and surprise some people just because of what I'm seeing in them right now.
Wow, I'm really excited to see what you guys put together this weekend, and excited to see all the data you collect all season long here. Wildcats are headed down to Redding, California to start their season this weekend, November 1st and 2nd at the Simpson Duels. Coming back to Oregon for the Mike Clock Open on November 10th. Dual Meet versus Pacific is the first home action for Linfield on November 21st. Coach, thanks for the time and good luck this season.
Thanks for having us.